Karen's on the plane, on her way to another soccer match in the burbs somewhere, and she has to show out. Karen passenger verbally abuses United Airlines staff. United Airlines passenger escorted off a plane after lashing out at flight attendant while calling her the C word in a viral meltdown. Are you proud of your actions, ma'am? You probably don't care. You probably went home to a hero's welcome if I know. I'm just saying, I know the type. The woman who posted the video, Haley Rose 99, detailed the passengers' wild antics on the Newark to Charleston flight. I'm not going to disparage the whole place, but this doesn't surprise me. It's on our way to Charleston. Is that where Paula Dean's restaurant is? I don't know. Granted, the flight was delayed by at least 3 hours. Okay, that's a mitigating factor. And it was finally taxiing to the runway. The pilot announced another hour and a half delay. At this point, everyone is just over it. You can feel the collective exhaustion. Haley Rose 99 explained, well, one woman screaming the C word, well, that woke everybody up. It stunned the cabin into silence. Woman sitting next to her pleaded, ma'am, can you please chill? According to Haley, that was just not the right thing to say to her because she just completely loses it. I want to thank our friends at Atlanta Black Star for bringing us another one. After the passenger told the woman to unalive herself, this is so ignorant. Flight attendant stepped in. They moved everyone sitting next to her, and that's when she started spiraling, said Haley. Quick thinking crew then had the biggest guys on the flight flank the passenger on each side before she was eventually escorted off the plane. Now, look, I believe we're all individuals, Tehron. I don't want to sit here and stereotype, but we've seen a number of these Karen. We just have. Right here on Indisputable, we brought you the proof. We've chronicled their adventures, many of them on planes, many of them looking like her and acting like it. And I remember when this president wanted to expand the no-fly list. Remember, he was stereotyping people based on who they prayed to and what they wore and stuff, and said, we just got to be careful. And there were reasonable Americans who said, well, he's just trying to be careful. He just wants to be careful. We had to keep them off the plane. Look what happened at 9/11. What about these Karens? That's what I want you to answer. What about these Karens?
Well, I will say this. Usually we have some very great Karen stories on this program. I don't know if this is one of them. This is 3 hours on the runway, another hour and a half waiting, and then someone telling her to chill, relax, calm down. That's don't talk to women 101. Like, you just don't say chill, relax, calm down in their irritated state. You got to let that go. So on this hand, I will say this, that obviously it's unbecoming of any person to act this way. Throw out the C word. I don't know if they're Irish, that's a common word in Ireland, but here in America, we look down on the C word. We don't like when people say see you next Tuesday even. So what has happened in this situation? I will say that corporate greed gets in the policy way. Why? Because with the hour and a half rule law that was just rescinded recently, but it's still in effect for the rest of this year, what airlines have been doing is putting passengers on planes they know will not take off. That way they do not have to refund the ticket and still take that pass. Right. So they are creating causation, and then this is the consequence of that. Now, I will say, don't kill the messenger. Those people who are flight attendants on those flights, they do not get paid until the taxiing is done and the flight actually takes off themselves. So they are irritated, they are on the flight, and they're not getting paid either. Their time clock does not start until the flight is in the air and it ends when it lands. And that is once again back to corporate greed. So as much as I love United, I also blame United for this problem. Yeah. And sorry, ma'am, that this happened to you, but we're not allowed to act this way in a civil society.
I do think you made some good points. I was getting ready to say, wow, we need a stinger or something for this breaking news. In one show, he's defending the police and Karens, but you made some strong points. I would have been hot. It's musty in there. It's not really, oh, we're circulating fresh air. No, you're not. No, you're not. Am I on the Karen side too? She's
That's what
irritating.
he's stuck in that plane and then start saying, this is our spirit animal, come alive. Now,
Yeah.
and I don't want to say this is a quick flight. This is, you have to remember, New York to Charleston, that is a simply 45-minute flight. So a 45-minute flight has been delayed 4.5 hours
Mm.
when you're just sitting on the plane. If you were out and about, maybe you could get food, you could go to the restroom, you could do all the
Wow,
things.
there you
You are
go,
sitting on
making
a
good
musty plane
points.
and someone comes and tells you to chill, relax, or calm down, you might have a bit of a fit.
Yeah.
Once again, no racial epithets were thrown out, nothing like that. So this Karen might just be a Carrie.
Well, you talk to the team about that. They look dejected now that you're rejecting their Karen. And look at that. So Jordan, it's okay. Okay. She earned the spot despite what he said. But he does have a good point because once you mention food, and maybe I was running to get to the plane, I didn't have a snack, but I said I'll be there soon enough. I don't need the extra calories, don't eat twice. And now it's hours later, it's on and popping. Still, I mean, I think he made some good points.